What is going on, Crypto for Change community? My name is David. We have some big news for you guys that dropped just a few days ago. And really, this is more of an ongoing progression of news because some of this is already dropped, but I still think it's good to bring this to you guys for just those who are believers in Algorand. We are diamond handers, we are long holders because we see what's going on behind the scenes, and we know that it is going to be a big role in the future of finance, which is what Algorand totes itself as. We have some big news with Bitcoin and Algorand in El Salvador, which is where we have seen, this kind of testing phase of Bitcoin becoming legal tender and just how it's going to be implemented and what that might look like. And there's some pretty good information in this article, so we're going to break it down and I just think it points to being bullish on Algorand. It's still obviously bullish on Bitcoin, but as Algorand as a good layer 2 that can work with Bitcoin. So like I said, let's hop into this article, see what the news is, and learn why I think everyone should be bullish on Algorand and hold it in their crypto portfolio. So I have the article pulled up right here, which is just breaking that El Salvador banks are using wrapped Bitcoin on Algorand to transact. So it kind of goes back to the news that broke last September, which it does touch on right here at the beginning. Koibanx, Algorand, and El Salvador. It says Koibanx is the Latin America fintech firm running on top of Algorand's layer 1 that signed a landmark deal with the El Salvadorian government in September of 2021. So let's go check that article out. So this is published on Algorand's website. You can go find it there under their blog section. But August 31st, 2021, Koibanx, a leading Latin America asset tokenization and blockchain financial infrastructure company, announced today that it has signed a cooperative agreement with the government of El Salvador, a sovereign nation that uses the US dollar to develop its blockchain infrastructure on top of Algorand's technology. Koibanx chooses to leverage Algorand's blockchain in several recent national public and private initiatives across Latin America, including a national blockchain-based COVID certification program, a point-of-sale credit issuance system, and various smart contract financing platforms. Designed for broad participation across a variety of use cases, Algorand's technology provides the performance, scalability, security, and functionality requirement to implement large-scale projects around the world. Koibanx is making strides across Latin America to bring more efficient infrastructure and tools to the region's burgeoning digital economy. So, and one main reason why I saw this news when it dropped back, like I said, last August as huge is because Ethereum has been the number 2 by total volume locked for a while. It's been the big one right underneath Bitcoin, and yet El Salvador and Koibanx did not strike this agreement to build their infrastructure around Ethereum or any of the other Solana, Cardano, none of those. Who did they choose? They chose Algorand. I saw this as huge. It didn't get the media buzz that I thought it deserved, but now we're starting to see with this updated article even more information coming out about how much they're actually using Algorand, not just Koibanx, but also the Bitcoin that the president is buying and how it's being distributed through wrapped Bitcoin, which I just think is huge. So let's jump into this article. So more news is leaking in terms of Algorand's involvement in the country's Bitcoin experiment. As we reported on in December, Algorand has a very close relationship with El Salvador, and as obvious as that may be, considering that they officially partnered with the government, there is way more to the story than meets the eye. Coming down on Wednesday, the CEO of Koibanx participated in a Twitter Spaces talk which detailed what exactly Koibanx and Algorand are doing in El Salvador and Latin America in general. The details all but confirmed their breaking story, which went viral in December, that while Koibanx stated they are not directly involved in the transactions on the Chivo wallet, which is just the wallet that the president's buying the Bitcoin with, Algorand and Koibanx are playing a criminally underrated role in El Salvador's Bitcoin dispensation. So according to the CEO of Koibanx, 6 commercial banks in El Salvador are using wrapped Bitcoin on Algorand. 3 are already on mainnet, which means they've already launched, already doing it. 3 more will be onboarded by June of this year, according to trade.gov. Commercial banking services in El Salvador are provided by 13 institutions 11 private banks, and 2 state-owned banks. So that is huge right there, guys. And that means that nearly half already in El Salvador of the commercial banks that there are using Algorand to utilize Bitcoin at an institutional level. Now, I know this hasn't made it down to the retail level and probably the people actually using, they're maybe not using Algorand, but at an institutional level, it's being used, and that is massive. So this news is far more consequential than what they reported in December. Why? Because banks are by default the fulcrum of fiscal activity in any given nation state. Everything flows downstream from the banking sector, even says, as unfortunate as that may be as it stands today. But continuing on, Koibanx elaborated further on their involvement, stating Koibanx is working on an end-to-end system that allows businesses to receive fiat to crypto payments across borders. Again, the whole point of blockchain and this crypto, storm that we're seeing is to make, sending money borderless. That there shouldn't be all these different, fees and just super long and hard ways to move money across borders when you need to. And it needs to be done fast, secure, and it needs to be done in an affordable way. They're working on this there. Currently, some banks from El Salvador and Guatemala are using it, and an Argentina national bank will adopt in the near future. Implementation will take close to 3 months. So this is an example of just how undervalued an asset, a crypto asset such as Algorand can be when only accounting for mere DeFi total value locked. And guys, if you go to CoinMarketCap, that is literally what, the main people in the crypto world talk about when they say this crypto is more important than this crypto. They only look at the total volume locked or total value of money locked in the DeFi platforms or in it. And it's like when you're seeing the actual use case of Algorand right here, they could have chose so many of the other layer one solutions out there, but instead they chose Algorand. And I think, and I've said this a lot, it's because of the tech. Follow the tech, guys. And so continuing on, they reported in their story of the founder of Algorand, Silvio Macali, met with the mayor of Buenos Aires, the capital of Argentina, during his LATAM business trip in December, considering that it is not a surprise that an Argentina national bank will be implementing Algorand in the near future. Moreover, Macali met with the Uruguayan president that same week, a major press outlet in the country dubbed Macali the Rolling Stones of blockchain. And I'm just saying this, it could fizzle out and maybe this isn't as big, but I see this as huge. I mean, I saw a tweet yesterday saying Arizona is trying to get Bitcoin as legal tender here in the United States. At least the legislation has been brought up. Who knows if that'll actually get passed, but I would not be surprised that if you see so many of these countries starting to adopt Algorand as that layer one and it works and it's successful, whether that's as a distribution of Bitcoin or whether that's for the COVID certifications or deeds or you name it, the use case of what a public ledger like Algorand could do, I would not be surprised to, as bigger nations start to do this and take steps towards it, I would not be surprised to see Algorand still filling those roles. And it may not be the hype coin, but it's still going to be the coin that is used and the blockchain that is used because of its superior tech and its scalability, and that it can grow on a global scale and be secure. So that is one reason why I'm still super bullish, guys, on Algorand. I hope you were bullish on Algorand as well. If you're holding it, not selling it, locking that stuff up in governance, because 5-10 years from now, you're going to be glad you did. Continuing on, though, still some good information. It says, while Algorand is not directly involved in the Chivo wallet, they are providing the underlying infrastructure to the major banks in the form of wrapped Bitcoin on Algorand. Clearly, to quibble about the Chivo wallet versus Algorand's now validated banking involvement is splitting hairs. And a lot of people would say, Bitcoin created the Lightning Network to make transactions cheaper, faster, and all of that stuff. But why aren't they using the Lightning Network? Why would they be using Algorand's tech if they technically, Bitcoin doesn't need any altcoin? If all these altcoins are just irrelevant and Bitcoin's going to be the only one that lasts, my question would be, why are they using Algorand? Again, it touches here. Again, while Algorand is not directly involved in the Chivo wallet, it is underpinning the entire banking implementation of Bitcoin in the country as a whole. This is far more relevant and significant than previously imagined. Why is this the case? Simply put, Bitcoin is too slow and limited at the base layer, without layer 2 help to make institutional adoption anything more than a function of digital gold. After all, addressing this issue is why the Lightning Network exists in the first place. Coming down, it is a technical argument, but it is rather obvious that there is a clear reason El Salvador is using the bulletproof tech of an altcoin like Algorand rather than the easy PR proof choice of the highly lauded Bitcoin native Lightning Network. It just goes to show that altcoins can help Bitcoin without sucking at the affinity teat of Bitcoin itself. Frankly, it is sophomore to knock Algorand for their assistance in Bitcoin adoption in El Salvador. And guys, I have seen this, with all these news articles that we've seen come out, I've seen Algorand rarely be mentioned. And honestly, you may not see it mentioned in a lot of the big shillers of crypto, like BitBoy Crypto and Altcoin Daily and a lot of these other guys. They're going to be pumping their own bags and pumping cryptos that they're making a lot of money off of. They're not actually looking to give you information on what is actually happening and where, just the blockchain world is evolving and where it's growing. I think this is pointing in a clear direction of what you're going to see as it continues to grow, especially in Latin America, is as Bitcoin becomes more adopted, Algorand will become more adopted. And not only just in distributing Bitcoin, but also in just the infrastructure of what blockchain technology can do with deeds, the whole mortgage side of the industry, financial landscape of banks, and the like. So I'm super bullish, super excited, and I hope you guys are as well. Thanks for watching the video today, guys. If you enjoyed it, do me a favor and smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future content. And until next time, guys, let's get out there and make some money.